Hi, welcome back to BrainFLoTv / Hot Topics TV. You already know if the topic is hot, we are on it. And no topic is hotter right now than P Diddy being arrested, then brought before a judge, then denied bail, and now we look at what looks like definitely the fall of P Diddy. This is messed up. Do you know that P Diddy offered $50 million to be out on bond? $50 million. And the judge denied his $50 million. They rejected it. They said, we don't want your money. And the reason why they did that was because they said that he had been reaching out to people who are involved in this case. They feel like he been reaching out to people. He been saying to the people, I'll pay you this much to make your story go away. Trying to influence them to change the trajectory of where this case is going. Not only that, they also said that everybody across the board, all who have lodged complaints against Diddy, are also in fear of their lives. Not only that, they also said that he has the resources to run, to flee, to get away, to go hide out. His mansion, one of his mansions, up for sale, and the judge looked at it, and the judge said, well, we realize that he has a mansion up for sale. You know, his attorneys were trying to say, this man is not going anywhere. Look, he put one of his mansions on the market. His private jet is on the market for sale now. I don't know how much the private jet is going for sale, but I do know that the mansion that he has on the market now is on sale for $61 million. Right. And Diddy ain't trying to run, is what his attorneys were saying. His attorneys went on to say in court that, Judge, look, he came here to New York. He was out in California at his mansion out there. He came here to New York way ahead of this because he anticipated that this was going to happen. That's to show you that he has no intentions of running. He has no intentions of, trying to obstruct anything. But that didn't fly good in court for Diddy at all. The judge says, nope, I still believe that he's that guy. He can harm people or send people to harm people. He has all the resources in the world to, even if we took away all his private jets and his mansions, he would still have enough cash in the world to make things happen that we don't want to happen, to obstruct our investigation. I want people to understand that this is still an investigation that's going on against Diddy. This is not all of it. And then, everybody is running with the 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Even I was saying to myself, what the fuck are you doing with 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant? What kind of fuck shop party were they running inside of those mansions? The worst part about all this, y'all, is that Diddy stands to lose everything. I know they have a saying that says, you not really a winner and a go-getter until you got everything. You grind from the bottom up, you get everything, you lose it all, and you grind all over and get it back again. Diddy didn't get to where he's at now overnight. You talking about decades of work. And he's already 52 years old. So if he should take 30 years to get back everything he lose, he'll be 80-something years old before he is as rich as he is now over again. Anyways, here's the plan. They made it known that they are trying to or going to seize all of his assets. Not some, all of his assets. Everything that is owned by him, personally and business-wise. They're planning on seizing all his assets. And they're planning on seizing an insurmountable amount of cash. They already said in court that he has dozens of bank accounts that he has access to that has millions of dollars in them. Diddy was out here balling out for real, big dog honcho style. It's a shame to see it comes to this, that they're about to, you worked your whole life, you sacrificed so much, you made it to where only 1% of our people will probably ever make it to in their lifetime. And now you about to give all this to these people. I don't know if y'all know it, but just last week, a guy who was in prison doing time for sex crimes and other crimes, he had a lawsuit against Diddy. And guess what happened? He beat Diddy at the lawsuit, and he was awarded $100 million, which Diddy will have to start paying October of this year, 2024. Crazy part is, Diddy and his attorneys claim they didn't know anything about that lawsuit, and the judge gave the guy the win by default. Now this guy stays behind bars in prison, sues, and wins $100 million off of Diddy's estate. There's a lot of shit going on with Diddy. A lot. Yesterday you could see the video clips of all his sons as they walked into the courthouse to go support him. And then you can see how broken and defeated they look when they were walking out the courthouse. Because I'm sure they went into the courthouse thinking, okay, Dad's going to go see the judge today. They picked him up last night. He's going to go see the judge today. The judge is going to set a bail. He's going to make bail, and we're going to get the fuck up out of here. And then we're going to go sit with our lawyers and fight this out. Not the case. The judge says you stay in lockup until it's time for your trial. Now, what you got to understand is this is still an ongoing investigation. So telling him to stay in lockup until it's time for his trial, they have to complete the investigation first. This investigation could take another year to be completed before they go to trial. Then they got to get ready to go to trial. And then a trial date will be announced. So there's no telling how long Diddy is going to be sitting in lockup before his case actually goes to trial. He didn't do what R. Kelly did, because R. Kelly had a lot of underage girls, and I don't hear any accusation of underage anything in Diddy's whole story, to his credit. However, the charges are super serious. But he is still getting the R. Kelly treatment, though. They argued that he should remain in custody. The judge ordered him to remain in custody. They said that this man used his business, his enterprise, including Bad Boy Records, used it as a front store to carry on all kinds of freakiness and foolishness behind the scenes. Some of the details out of the indictment, they said that Diddy allegedly gave victims a series of party drugs during extended sex performances that he called freak-offs. Like they were in there for hours, sexing, fucking, going at it. Then he allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances. And they said that he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted for days at a time. And they involved multiple commercial sex workers. And often a variety of narcotics, drugs, such as ketamine, ecstasy, GBH, cocaine. They in there with everything. And guess who was distributing the drugs? Diddy. He would distribute the drugs to the victims, to keep them obedient and compliant. Isn't this what Cassie said? Cassie said she was hooked on the drugs. Cassie said a lot of the times her job was to go find these sex workers, and he would he would tell her, find the ones with the biggest dinglings. He want big dinglings. And then she had to be one girl in the middle of three men busting her down all at the same time. So the drugs helped for her to be able to cope with all that. They allege that Diddy physically abused some of the victims. Sometimes it resulted in injuries that took days or weeks to heal. He would kick, grab, drag them, throw them by the hair, all that. Man, listen. When these are some of the details, right? One of the part, they said, when they ran up in one of his mansions in Miami and the one in Los Angeles in March of this year, among a bunch of other items seized, they also seized AR-15 rifles, multiple AR-15 rifles, a whole lot of ammunition, and a large capacity drum machine. They also seized electronic evidence of the freak-offs that was held by Combs, Diddy. They have recordings that shows everything going on tape. He ain't getting out of this, y'all. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Especially since you got all these people saying we were coerced, we were drugged, we were forced, we were intimidated, and we found ourselves drugged up in the middle of these freak-offs that lasted for days. Why the hell do you want a sex party that lasts for days? This is some shit that only a Netflix movie series would have you pick for days, though. I could see you went for the night and or okay, we were partying last night and then we take a break and tomorrow night is going to be another party. But his parties, according to the affidavit details, the sex parties would last for multiple days at a time sometimes. The indictment revealed that the freak-offs, sex parties, Diddy would organize the transportation for commercial sex workers across state lines internationally. Is this where we would see like Instagram girls getting flown out? Is this where we would see like IG models from different parts of the state, different states, getting transported in for these parties? The indictment detail says that these occurred regularly. And of course, again, sometimes they lasted multiple days and often involved multiple commercial sex workers, both male and females. They got evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oils that Diddy's staff members allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether. The attorney pointed out to the drum machine as a poster board at a new conference The drum machine was also seized. I don't know if I think it's that drum machine where it's like the music that's being played in there is like doonch 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 doonch, and the DJ would be on a drum going doonch 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 doonch, like a sex dungeon kind of atmosphere he would create. Holy shite. They said they facilitated the freak-offs. These people include high-ranking supervisors, personal assistants, securities, and household staffs. They all worked together with him to facilitate the freak-offs. They knew about him. They would book the hotel rooms. They would stock the hotel rooms with supplies including drugs, baby oils, personal lubricants, extra linen, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they were the ones who would clean it up and make sure that things got back to normal so there was no problem. These same associates, they said, also arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel to these freak-offs. And they delivered large quantities of cash to Diddy to pay for the commercial sex workers. Wow. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, he expressed uber confidence in prosecuting Sean P. Diddy Combs. He said, look, it's going down. He's not beating this. We have an outstanding track record of bringing some of the most impactful, sprawling, complex, and difficult sex trafficking, human trafficking, labor trafficking cases. You name it, the Southern District of New York can do it, he said, responding to a question about why Diddy was being prosecuted in the state of New York when search warrants were previously executed at his home in Miami and in Los Angeles, not New York. U.S. State Attorney Damian Williams said the scope and the complexity of this investigation isn't something that we ran from. It's something that we embrace, and we will continue to do that. I don't know what the hell that means. That's a legitimate question. If he had warrants and search warrants and whatnot in LA and in Miami, why is he being prosecuted in New York? I guess because a lot of these freak-off parties happen in New York, and a lot of the victims are alleging that their stories took place in New York. Diddy said he'll put the house up for sale. He'll put the house up as collateral, one of his mansions as collateral. The police says we're not done. This investigation is still ongoing. And anyone who has any information about anything concerning this, please hit us up at 1-877-4-HSI, which is Homeland Security, HSI, tips. Damn. They even got a 1-877 number. See the part where he was giving the people. I don't know, man. I don't even know how to feel about this. Because check it. A party is going on, right? You willingly come to a party as an adult, knowing what you're coming to the party to do. That's not a criminal act. Nobody got a gun put to their head and forced to take drugs. People were in there taking those drugs. They were being paid to perform, and they were getting to the money. So I'm trying to figure out, where is any of this criminal? They said the part where Diddy got physical and abused people, beat them so bad it would take days and weeks for them to heal. That's the part that we have an issue with. He abused, he threatened, he coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, to protect his reputation, to conceal his conduct. He is charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and interstate transportation for prostitution. It's sad to see Diddy go out like this. Diddy's currently being held without bail, without bond. All the money he got can't get him out. They don't want his money. He's going to have to go through it. And once again, I told you before, everything that Cassie wrote in her case against Diddy, everything Cassie wrote was sealed. It was private. They made a deal behind the scenes. Take this money, seal everything. The public doesn't get to know all the details. You don't call my name anymore. I don't call your name anymore. But with a federal indictment gives them the right to unseal. So all the details of not just Cassie's case, but all the other people who accuse them of anything, all those details will be coming out in court. It's 14 pages long so far. Investigation still going. He's pled not guilty. He says he's innocent of these charges through his attorney and looks forward to having his day in court. They were disappointed yesterday, of course, because they wanted him out to go home so he could be able to fight this from home. He expected these charges, and that's why he came to New York, so that they could pick him up from a hotel, because he didn't want this to happen at his personal home, putting his family in jeopardy. He knew it was coming. He was here. He surrendered at a time that was agreeable to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they arrested him. No fight. Yo, we're going to stay close to the story. It's crazy. I wish him all the best. But like I said on my other channel over at BrainFLoTv, I'm not going to be the one to sit here and kick Diddy and you know, kick a brother when he's down. I remember Harvey Weinstein, when he got caught up, Harvey Weinstein got bail. And look at the amount of people, women, that accused him. Lots of them. And he got bail, and he was let out, and he was able to fight his case from outside, turning up to court every day as scheduled, which is the same thing Diddy was asking for, the right to do that. And they denied it to him. They just said, nah, you're going to sit in lockup until your trial date comes around. I don't know. I'll close this video by saying this. I remember a comedian one time said, nobody escapes. In order to play in that $100 million club, you got to make sacrifices. And when they come to collect, they collect big. And you won't be riding off into the sunset with any of the stuff you gained. The private jets, the yachts, the millions of dollars in jewelry and clothing and all the trimmings and fancy cars and whatnot. They're going to make sure that they burn you down before you leave. Especially if you're a black man. You'll get to enjoy it for some years, but you definitely won't be riding off into the sunset with it. And here we are. I'm starting to think it's true. I'm going to leave this one right here for now. Y'all leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv / Hot Topics TV. You already know if the topic is hot. We're on it. I'm out. Peace.